Well, hello there, my silly little gooses. Welcome back to another edition of the Midweek Breakdown, presented by My Two Cents Podcast, hosted by G2. I am G2. For the people that's unaware of what the Midweek Breakdown consists of, well, let me tell you. It's me talking to you guys for 10, 15, sometimes even 20 minutes about any and everything on certain episodes. And on certain episodes, it'll be me talking about one specific theme or topic for said minutes, and then by the end of the episode, I'll be playing you guys your song of the week to kind of get you guys on a vibe as we end today's episode and go off and try to handle whatever we got to handle for the rest of the week. So that's usually what the midweek breakdown consists of, and I don't know how really to put this, but I do want to put out a little trigger warning or a warning in general. Today's topic, or today's theme, if you will be careful who you marry. And I'll get more into that when I talk about today's specific topic that basically encompasses that whole theme. But before I do that, I do want to give, I do have to do a little bit of self-promotion here, if you will. If you didn't listen to my Sunday episode, it's called Look Out. I talk about children in Gaza starting to have polio and how I think there needs to be a ceasefire, something along those lines over in that area of the world right now. I talk about, again, more mosquito illnesses happening. It was in the Northeast, something called Triple E. I talk about that. And I also talked about a man basically poisoning his wife by putting white substances into her Coca-Cola can. And she basically found out. She got her husband arrested. If you want to hear me talk about that, you can listen to that on Sunday's episode. And I did do a review of WWE's premium live events that happened this past Saturday and Sunday. So that's all available to you right now as well. So with the self-promotion out of the way, let's just dive right all into it. Be careful who you marry. There is a trial underway right now. It just technically got started this week. And I'm going to read you this from CNN because I didn't know nothing about this until I had to look into it. A man is on trial accused of reportedly drugging and raping his wife, as well as encouraging dozens of other men to rape her in their home while she was unconscious, court documents would show. 72-year-old Giselle appeared in court in France on Monday for the opening of the trial, sunglasses on, with her daughter and two sons by her side. For the next 4 months, she will come face to face with her accused abusers, most of whom are complete strangers to her. Prosecutors say the defendant, 71-year-old Dominique, will recruit men online to rape his wife after drugging her with sleeping pills and anti-anxiety medication. He faces 9 charges, including several counts of rape with aggravating circumstances, the drugging of a victim to commit rape, and the sharing of images related to those assaults. Prosecutors were able to put a case together because Dominique documented a number of alleged assaults on camera. Dominique has been held in pretrial detention since 2020. In the dock, the men accused of taking part in those rapes sat with their heads down. Police have identified at least 92 sexual assaults committed by 72 men with the ages ranging from 26 to 74, court documents would show. 50 were identified, and most have been charged with either aggravated or attempted rape and are standing trial alongside Giselle's husband, Dominique. The ordeal lasted almost 10 years, the first alleged assaults dating back to 2011. Now, they would tell how the whole crimes came to light. This happened in 2020 when Dominique was caught filming under women's skirts in a shopping center. And once police seized his phone and computer, they found evidence of the rapes. An investigation was then opened, and the wife was made aware of the abuse she had endured for almost 10 years. Further along in the report, court documents show that Dominique, when he was talking to the investigators, he would tell them that the other men were all aware his wife had been drugged without her knowledge, something a number of the other defendants deny. Even one of the lawyers for one of the defendants told CNN on Tuesday that his client admits that sexual relations did in fact take place, but that they took part of a sexual game between a husband and his wife that he was invited to, adding that he was not aware that Giselle, the wife, was drugged or under medication. Now, let me just state this right now. You can read all this going further along. The biggest thing for me here is a man that was married to his wife did this to her for 10 years. That's sick. That's sick, bro. And doing some further research going into the couple, because when you look at the CNN article, they don't tell you how long the couple has been married. They got together technically in 1971. Then 2 years later, they got married. So when you do the math on that marriage, they happened in 1973. So that is about 50 years they have been together. And of the last 10 years of that 50 years, this guy, the husband, has been drugging his wife and having men come in to do sexual acts with her, basically rape her. That's sick in the head. And I don't know what could possess anybody to do this. Now, you got to think about this. People might think, how did the wife not know for the last 10 years? How did she not know something was going on with her body whenever she woke up? Didn't she feel sore? Didn't she feel any of that? I don't know, bro. I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what to say about this. I just know that's a sickening thought process to flow in anybody's head, to think that you want to do this to your wife. Now, the wife has previously said that her husband had asked her to try swinging, and she kind of refused that idea. So you can already see man's already had a thought of trying to have someone screw his wife, and probably him just watch with the other dude's girlfriend or wife at the exact same time. I don't know. I know certain people have their own kinks and fetishes, but this just takes the cake, bro. I don't know what to truly say about this except for people need to watch who they marry. And it took a long time for this guy's mask to truly slide off of his face, to unveil this nasty side of himself, this nasty person of himself. I just don't know how you do that. I don't know how you were able to live with yourself and allow that to happen to someone that you supposedly should cherish as yours. Like, you got to think about it. People like to throw around that husband, wife term a lot, but that is a strong label to hold. Everybody's relationships are different. Everybody's marriages are different. Everybody has their own set of rules. But I think when people say that's my husband, that's my wife, you know what that label implies. You're not going to allow no one to disrespect your person. You're not going to let nobody to disrespect your wife or your husband. You don't allow that type of stuff to go down. This guy didn't do that. This guy took part in the whole thing. This guy was seeking out other men to rape his wife while she was unconscious. That's crazy, bro. That's nuts. You got to really stop to analyze this whole entire ordeal. For 10 years, 365 days in a regular year, on a leap year 366, that's thousands, probably 5 digits worth of days. That's nuts. That's completely nuts. And all this, when you think about how all this even came about, it's all because he got caught by trying to film up women's skirts. They then take his phone and camera and computer and look into it, as police officers are going to do when they confiscate, your items. They're going to look into it, see what else you have on there. And once they see videos of an unconscious woman being taken advantage of, thousands of videos of it, dude, there's going to be hell to pay. I don't understand the thought process, again, of you even recording those things. Again, people have their own sick kinks and fetishes, whatever. But that shouldn't be one of them. This whole thing shouldn't happen at all. But if it did happen, you do not record the evidence. What, you want to keep that for your own personal viewing pleasures in your own, room? Or your own computer when you have time to look at it whenever your wife isn't around? I'm not getting this. I'm not. It's really hard for me to fathom that. It's hard for me to fathom anything like this. And if I'm thinking this, I only can imagine what their children or their kids that are now older now think about this. You got to think their kids are going to be in that courtroom. And might I add, by the way, they did say this thing is a public trial. It could have been a private trial, but the wife wanted to be public so the world can hear the excuses from all the other dudes that say they had no idea she was unconscious during this stuff going down. So she wants this to be public instead of private. So you got to imagine the children that's going to be at court by their mother's side, hearing all these men say this and say that, and knowing what they know about their mom being taken advantage of by all these many men in that courtroom, and all of it for it to be orchestrated by their father. That's crazy. I don't know how they're going to be able to wrap their mind around this. This is probably going to take years of some type of psychiatric type of help for them, because you got to think, you don't expect your father and or mother to do this to either person. You don't do that. You don't think that as a kid. As a kid, or your parents' kid, even though you're older, you still say kid anyway. You got to think about it. You might hear your mom and dad argue. You might hear them say, I hate you. I wish you were dead. I'm going to kill you. All this type of stuff in the heat of the moment, angry type of business. Cool. You might hear that. Fine. Right? You don't ever think that that's going to be the possibility until something physical happens, and then you have to run in and try to intervene on the action, because it's all just words. How do you convey to someone, your father, the man that your mother has been married to for 50 years, had men come and rape her while she was unconscious? She couldn't fight back. She couldn't do nothing. Only thing she could do was literally lay there and just take it because she was not there. How do you convey that to the kids that's in that courtroom? How do you convey that to the children, their kids, their children that are older now? How do you convey that to them? How do you think they're going to process that as they have to sit there and hear all these men talk about this? That's something I don't think nobody can truly fathom. And by the way, I do have to state this out too. It just started this week. They say this thing's supposed to end literally in December. So they have to sit there for a whole another October, November, December, a whole 3 months. The mother and the children are going to be sitting there listening to people talk about what they did to her. That's, again, going to become overwhelming to anyone that has to sit there and listen to all that. I'm hoping that the wife is strong enough to sit there and listen to all that and not commit any type of self-harm to herself. I hope that the children, the adult children, whatever you want to call them, because again, I always say children, but they're older individuals, but you get my point. I hope that they don't commit any type of self-harm unto themselves, because again, you don't know what type of toll this is going to have on them. The husband, I can give two damns about, because this all happened because of him. This was disgusting and sickening. And this brings me to, again, what I've said the theme of this would be is, be careful who you marry. They were together for 50 years. And for the last 10 of those 50 to be him being a monster, putting her to sleep, drugging her, and having people do something to her, that's insane. And as he recorded it happening, that's nuts. That's insane to me. So I just want people to know, you need to be careful who you're marrying, because it's too easy to get married to someone now and to just divorce them. Marriage, divorce. They get married 1 year, next year they get divorced. Married 1 month, get divorced the next month. Married 1 day, get divorced the next day. But for people that actually do care about the whole title of marriage, title of husband and wife, the whole, I'm not going to say experiment, but the whole experience of marriage, make sure you are wanting to do that with someone that you care about and that you deeply know truly. Because a lot of people wear masks. And I mean, we all wear a mask on our day-to-day experience on this earth. You want to be able to take your mask off when you're able to talk to someone that can truly love who you are, the person behind the mask, the person that doesn't have to put this brave face on that has to conquer the world, that actually could just come home and be vulnerable with that person that they chose to be around. You need to find someone like that. And again, she might have did that here with this guy, but dog, you could tell this guy was wearing a mask all this time and she was none the wiser. So my caution for everyone out here is to please, if you're in a relationship with someone, make sure you know who that person is truly. Even though you think you know, dig some more. Dig deeper into their background. Dig deeper into their family background. Dig deeper into who they are. Because there's going to be something in there that might spark something in your head that might make you think otherwise about this person. Again, I'll keep up with this trial because, as I said, this thing just started. I expect all the news publications, your ABC, CBS, NBC, all of them to cover this in the months to come, especially in December when we get the verdict for this. But yeah, I'm going to be keeping my eye on this because this is just terrible. This is terrible. And I do hope that, again, the wife doesn't commit any type of self-harm and the adult children don't commit any type of self-harm as neither. That's what I do hope. And yeah, I think that's about it. So with that being said, this has been your midweek breakdown presented by My 2 Cents Podcast, hosted by G2. It is now time for me to move on to your song of the week, which is Wiz Khalifa's Who I Am. It's an oldie song. I didn't know how to end today's episode after it being so heavy, so I decided to go back to an oldie song that I feel that I enjoy, so I want everyone else to enjoy it. Hopefully you do. It is explicit, so be mindful of that. If you don't want to listen to it, you can just cut the episode off right now, but if you do, it is your choice. So again, the midweek breakdown song of the week, it is Wiz Khalifa, Who I Am. I want everyone to have a great rest of your day, great rest of your week, and you'll hear from me again Saturday and Sunday. Be blessed. I be rolling, riding, home so fly, so high.
say I'm that guy you wanna ride with. Like my car, get inside it. You excited? I don't blame you. Everywhere I go, all of my hoes act the same too. I don't wanna date you, I just wanna take you home and do something grown folks can relate to. Think I'm gonna play you? I would hate to, but you stay cool. You should be straight, boo. Bitch, I'm a straight fool. No, I can't lie. Don't let a day go by where I ain't high. Break lights, that means slow it down. So who I is and now it's about to go down. You wanna roll now? Let's ride out. Right now, I'll show you what I'm about. Try to front when you see me in the club. Bitch, you know who I am. I am, I am, I am. Getting weeded with a pocket full of dubs. I bet you know who I am. I am, I am, I am. They be running up and showing all this love. Cause they know who I am. I am, I am, I am. Didn't notice it, but now you're going nuts. Cause of who I am. I am, I am, I am. I be caking, making all this money. Look, honey, I ain't faking. Say that you're taking, that's cool with me. Cause you and your boyfriend ain't got shit to do with me. Truthfully, real talk, I pimp hard. Tell them let's get lost. Bottles of Patron, good green in my cigar. See you with your girl, watching me and my nigga. Y'all even with us, if not with a fucking rap star. I just get it how I live. This ain't the first time that you heard about with. How I feel the need, front and act like it is. You ain't the type to just got it in 1 pound. Let me come round, now she a bust down. Feeling my combo, then mommy let's ride out. Right now I'll show you what I'm about. Try to front when you see me in the club. Bitch, you know who I am. I am, I am, I am. Getting weeded with a pocket full of dubs. I bet you know who I am. I am, I am, I am. They be running up and showing all this love. Cause they know who I am. I am, I am, I am. Didn't notice it, but now you're going nuts. Cause of who I am. I am, I am, I am.
Yeah.